Yo, what's up, YouTube, man? It's your boy, Action Jackson. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the Dallas Cowboys' new salary cap that they have, which they created after the Zeke Elliott post-June 1st cut, which made us $24 million. Also, I'm going to talk about week 2 of minicamp. So before we hop into the video, I'd appreciate if you guys would like the video, subscribe if you're new, comment, and share. Five Talks Cowboys on Instagram. He has, he got his notes from Michael Yelkin and Kyle Yeomans as well, so make sure you guys go check them out on Twitter. I've, had their tweets plenty of times in my videos, so if you guys aren't already following, make sure you guys do, because they'll give you straight news of what's happening at the camp since they're there and everything like that. Quickly, just going over some of the notes that he did put. Dak Prescott targeted tight end Peyton Hendershot, who dropped a pass that was picked off by a 6th-round rookie cornerback, Eric Scott. And I've been hearing a lot of news out of minicamp saying that Eric Scott has been making a lot of plays. And if that is the truth, man, and he is out here really making plays, and he definitely is somebody who's definitely going to get like second-team reps, and definitely somebody that you're going to see come preseason. He's going to start making a lot of plays. And if that is true, it just speaks to the type of depth and the scouting team, that entire scout team with Chris Vaughn, and then you got Will McClay. That shout out to them for taking a chance on this guy. And if he comes out and he balls out, man, he's definitely going to be one of those, our cornerback 4 or 5, and it's definitely key that we definitely have a depth position at corner. You need depth everywhere along the football team, because you never know when you have a quarterback injury. Like if Cooper Rush wasn't able to go and wasn't able to be a solid starter for us, who knows what the Cowboy season looks like. Offensive line, same thing with Tyler Smith, Matt Forniak. So they said that Matt Waletzka also has been both at right tackle and left guard. They also said Simi Fehoko hauled in a big touchdown reception during the 7-on-7 2-minute drill. There were multiple overthrows and red zone work today. Some were just receivers trying to remain grounded, and some were just obvious overthrows. Tolbert, so Jalen Tolbert has looked more comfortable but had one drop. Osa and Tyler both were getting physical without pads. Bad news was that Luke Schoonmaker was wearing a boot on his right foot. They said it isn't supposed to be a long-term thing, but I also saw another tweet saying from, I believe it was John Machota, saying how it was plantar fasciitis. So it's not going to be nothing too major, but definitely that he should be back in the pads and should be back to, mini camp procedures and everything like that, and drills. Jalen Tolbert, Simi Fehoko, they were rotating in with the ones early in practice. Same thing speaks to the testament of our wide receiver depth, because that's something we didn't have at all last year. That failed us last year with cornerback too. We had, depth at the cornerback position, but that was quickly decimated once Jordan Lewis broke his foot against the Detroit Lions. And then you had Anthony Brown, who tore his Achilles against the Colts. So, and that quickly diminished our, our cornerback. Also said that rookie cornerback took first-team reps on day 1 when Stephon Gilmore, Trayvon Diggs, and Ashawn Wright did not practice. And this is noteworthy that Diggs has missed both OTA practice to open to media, but he is known to have been there Wednesday, and the absence is not contract-related. Our kicker, he was 6 of 8 during a sequence that started from 33 yards and progressively backed up to the 55. He was wide left from 44 and wide right from 55. Right now, I just think he's a camp kicker right now. I think after we get out the mini camp and training camp, I think that's when kickers are going to start getting signed, because mostly all the great kickers that are on the market right now, like Robbie Gould, Mason Crosby, they're not going to get signed right now because they don't want to be participating in all the OTAs, and they don't need to be doing that at this point in their careers. So I can see a lot of kickers like that, like Robbie Gould, Mason Crosby, Brett Maher, get signed more towards training camp and the start of the season, like when preseason is going on, than them being signed right now. And plus, teams are just getting their, their salary cap reduced or, expanded, depending on what team you are, reduced or expanded, depending on your team. And, that also should be, kicker isn't going to take a big chunk of your salary cap, so that's not really the reason as to why they're not getting signed. But like I said, I believe, it's pretty sure because of these whole mini camp and everything like that, they'll have to most likely participate if they were signed to an active roster right now. And towards the bottom, the last 2 points, Tony Pollard and Terrence Steele open practice outdoors on rehab field with Brett Brown. Pollard then joined Team Inside for mental reps, and then 3-day mini camp is scheduled to begin on Tuesday. Man, from these notes, it sounds really, really nice from what's going on. These are one-of-one athletes. There's people from all over the world, all different ages, all trying to get to where these guys are at. So it's not really shocking that you hear a lot of athletes making plays, especially when they're just wearing helmets and cleats. Really, they're not wearing no sort of padding underneath. So, like I said, these are one-on-one athletes. These are the top 1% athletes in the world that are playing at the professional stage. So, they are going to make a lot of plays. But everyone that knows football knows that if you can do what you're doing without pads, in pads, and you're still able to make a lot of great plays, then that's going to be good, because once you put on the pads, you're able to hit them. Now your teammates, you're not going to go as hard, but you're going to get a little thud in there, and, there's going to be a little bit more physical when the ball's thrown in traffic, because now, they're going to be able to put hands on you. They're going to hit you across the middle. It's not going to be like how they described it back in the day, how they were just knocking people's heads off, but, they're going to go really light when they do have pads, they go kind of light, but it's going to be a little bit more physical than what they are doing right now, because, you don't want to get nobody hurt, anything like that. They're all brothers at the end of the day. So, that's it really for OTAs, from the OTA talk aspect sort of thing. Yeah, hopefully everyone's healthy. They make it out, right? Hopefully Luke Schoonmaker is able to get back on the field pretty soon, because, he is going to be detrimental into, he's going to be a big, intricate part for what we want to do down the stretch of the season, especially since he already brings day one great run blocking ability. And, once we are able to expand on his route running, he'll be one of the, in the tight end rotation. It will be a solid starter for us, or just a rotation guy, tight end 2, tight end 3. We can put him at fullback if we choose to. But now, really just talking about the salary cap, I'm going to find a picture real quick. But, right here, it says that we have $24 million in salary cap for the Dallas Cowboys. And we got a chunk of that from the Zeke Elliott post-June 1st cut that we did a while back. I believe we had made that move in March or April in some time. I made a video talking about when we did officially release Ezekiel Elliott. But for us, I think with $24 million, if the Dallas Cowboys isn't looking to improving this roster in terms of going out and signing maybe a DeAndre Hopkins to add to this wide receiver depth, maybe if they want to sign a offensive lineman of some sort, or, if they want to trade for somebody and do like another Stephon Gilmore, Brandon Cooks type deal where you gave up a late day 3 pick and you still can get a solid veteran contributor who can play for you right now. If the Dallas Cowboys aren't interested in doing none of that, I think the Dallas Cowboys should look into getting Trayvon Diggs and CeeDee Lamb big contracts, because like I said already, yesterday's price is not today's price. So get them now, because right now it would be the cheapest you'll ever be able to sign a guy like a Trayvon Diggs or a CeeDee Lamb. So, and then when it comes in terms of these contracts, it's not always, the best receiver gets the most money. It's whoever, if you've been a solid, starter, you've been consistent, been a consistent starter, you've been healthy, you've been contributing to your team, winning plays, you've been that constant receiver who's always been making plays, you're always going to get money. So, Christian Kirk, for example, if you're looking at it on Spotrac, whoever the next receiver is in line to get paid, they're always going to get more than the first guy initially. So, like right now, if we're looking at Devontae Adams, who is world-renowned, known as the best wide receiver in football, he has a $140 million contract. He makes $28 million a year. Guaranteed at signing was $22.7, and his practical guaranteed is $65.6. So right now, he is listed as the highest-paid wide receiver. But when it's time for, let's say, Justin Jefferson, when it's time for him to get paid, he's going to easily surpass Devontae Adams in terms of everything, in terms of the value of the contract, the signing bonus, the annual per year money he gets, the guaranteed at signing, and then the total guaranteed of the contract. So all that's likely going to change. Amari Cooper, a lot of you guys might not think Amari Cooper is better than A.J. Brown, Stephon Diggs, Mike Evans, Cooper Kupp. But since, he was next in line in 2020 to get paid, he got his money, and he did just fine, right? With the Dallas Cowboys, and including the Cleveland Browns. A.J. Brown, you might not view him as a top 4 wide receiver. Same thing, $100 million contract. He's paid like he is a top 4, top 5 wide receiver. So that happens in all positions. Same thing if, for quarterback, you guys might not even view Daniel Jones as a particular top 5, top 10 quarterback, depending who you are. But same thing, you're not going to view Daniel Jones as a top 10 quarterback, but he got paid 4 years, 160 million. He gets paid 40 million per season. So, you know, same thing. Some of you guys might not view Jalen Hurts as a top 3, top 4 quarterback, but he was next in line to get paid. So that's just how the market goes. And I think really for Dallas, if you want to sign CeeDee Lamb now, you'll be able to get him at a decent price, I believe, because you can pay him anywhere between Devontae Adams and A.J. Brown really is the minimum money that you're going to get him at. But I think CeeDee Lamb, like I said, being next in line, I think he's going to get anywhere between Devontae Adams and Tyreek Hill, which is around that 28, anywhere from 25 to 30 million. The contract that depends on how much the Dallas Cowboys want to get him at and how much CeeDee Lamb is willing to agree to that. Same thing for Trayvon Diggs. He's definitely one of the best cornerbacks in the league. Even if you take the star off his helmet, just what he's been able to do the past 2 years with 14 interceptions in 2 years. I don't care about 1,000 yards because if you can be a playmaker for me, he wasn't a negative when it came down to playoff times. In big games, he wasn't negative neither, where teams at the last second, when they needed to get big play, they got it on Trayvon Diggs in a crucial situation. That has never happened. So, I believe that Trayvon Diggs is better than Xavier Howard, Jair Alexander, J.C. Jackson, Tre'Davious White, Jamal Dean, Carlton Davis. He's better than those guys right now. So if you look at it with Trayvon Diggs, he's easily going to be cornerback number 1 when it's time for him to get paid. Because right now, Denzel has $100.5 million of the value of his contract. He will be making $20.1 million annually. Guaranteed at signing was 44.5, and he got 20 million signing bonus. So Trayvon Diggs is going to get relatively close to that number, or he will expand on that number and get a little bit more. So I think with the $24 million that the Cowboys are set to have, I think it is crucial that they do sign their 2 stars and that you want to keep your guys like Trayvon Diggs, CeeDee Lamb, and Michael Parsons under contract. If they don't want to extend Dak Prescott, I don't blame them, because you want to see what Dak Prescott can do this year, especially if it's relatively healthy, like anywhere from 80% healthy, where you got your 4, your 3, excluding Dak, and your offensive line is relatively healthy, and you have no major injuries or no pivotal injuries. I think that Dak Prescott's job would remain in question if they don't go at least to an NFC Championship game or a Super Bowl. So that's about it for the video. If you guys have a nice day, stay safe, stay blessed. Bye.